Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Feeding the Curious Mind. My name's John Pullen and I'm an author of fiction and non-fiction books. If you go to London today and you go to Greenwich on the Thames side just south of the Thames, you will find lots of maritime history. The old Royal Navy Hospital is there, as well as a large clipper called the Cutty Sark. It's in dry dock there, and you can visit it. You can go on the decks, below the decks, and if you pay a little bit more, you can actually climb up the rigging. But what is the history of this particular ship, and why is it sort of such a spectacle now? Well, to answer that question, we need to look at drinking tea. Back towards the latter decades of the 19th century, tea was as popular as it is today. And tea came from India, Sri Lanka, which was known as Ceylon in those days, and China. The first season, or the new season of tea, was especially important. And the tea would be brought from those countries as fast as they could to London. There was also an ulterior motive for getting the tea back first, because whoever did that, the owner and the crew would receive large bonuses. So there was a good reason to win that race. On one particular occasion, two of the best tea clippers, as they were called, left Shanghai in China at the same time. One was the Cutty Sark and the other was the Thermopylae. Now, a few days into it, and the Cutty Sark was soon 400 miles ahead of the other ship. However, when they rounded the Cape of Good Hope, which is on the tip of South Africa, and it's known for its storms, unfortunately the Cutty Sark lost its rudder. There was great consternation on board, of course, and it was suggested that perhaps they should try and make it into Cape Town and get a new rudder fitted. The captain, however, decided that they would try and make running repairs and continue their journey, which they did. Unfortunately, when they arrived in London, Thermopylae had beaten them by 7 days. However, when the story of what happened to the Cutty Sark got out, many of the local public were very interested, and soon the Cutty Sark became quite a celebrity ship. It continued its tea racing clipper days up until about 1890, when it became a general cargo vessel. It also became a training ship in later years. But in 1954, it was decided that it would be put into dry dock at Greenwich and act as a tourist attraction, which was great. However, in 2007, a fire broke out on board the ship and a great part of it was destroyed. The only shining light in all of this was that most of the fittings, including the figurehead, were not on board the ship at the time. They were away being refurbished in a warehouse close by. So it was decided, yes, the ship should be rebuilt, and it was. The original fittings were all brought back and put in place, and the equipment and the facilities around the ship were all improved, which you can see today. And I do recommend, if you're in London, in Greenwich, then go and see the Cutty Sark. It's quite a ship.